Welcome, everyone. My name is Sherry Capel, and I am a member of the Document Lifecycle Evangelist team. And it is my great privilege today to welcome you to the Changing Lawyer Awards presentation, where we're going to explain all about the awards and the criteria. Julian, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure thing. Hi, Sherry. Hi, everyone. My name's Julian Morgan. I am Vice President here at Litera Microsystems, overseeing the marketing and partnerships departments.
Thank you. So first, let's tell you a little bit about what we'll be talking about today. We're going to give you an introduction to the Changing Lawyer publication, to the awards and categories and criteria for those awards, and also make certain you know about very important application dates and where you can find the application. Following our presentation, we'll have a Q&A, and we hope the webinar will cover everything you'll need to submit a winning nomination for the Changing Lawyer Awards for your nominees. Julian.
Yeah, so just a little bit of background for those of you who are not that familiar with the Changing Lawyer itself. The Changing Lawyer is a publication which we created last year. Initially, we distributed it quite widely in print, but have followed it up with the digital version, which you can see online, which we connect to from the litera.com website. We felt that it was important as a vendor in this space and as part of the overall ecosystem in the legal sector to actually take a moment to talk a little bit about what we're seeing in the industry. Obviously, we speak to clients all the time and customers, clients of clients as well. And it was our opportunity to really just pull together some of those themes which acts to an extent as a sounding board for further conversation. It's very important for us to be part of that conversation as the sector changes moving forward. And Changing Lawyer was our way of doing that. So actually, one of the things that we'll talk about a bit later is that this is an ongoing program that we have. We're looking to publish again this year, which is obviously important as the trends continue to evolve in the sector, that we keep this stuff current. And in actual fact, we have a little video that we pulled together that summarizes a few of the bits that we saw in the 2017 issue.
Thank you. So Julian, I'll go ahead and show that video right now. Here we go.
So I don't know if Sherry's still there. Sherry, if you are, we can't hear you.
I am here, so just one sec. I'm
Excellent.
going to share my screen again.
So I'll just pick up on that while you're switching back. So just to introduce the awards now, one of the things that we were fortunate to do as part of pulling together the publication last year is we spoke to a number of individuals, organizations, and firms that are really starting to embrace and drive this change. And the awards is the natural extension, really, of the changing lawyer as a concept, and it's our opportunity to recognize those individuals and organizations that are really behind the change that we are starting to see in the legal space. It's a super exciting time, and it's our opportunity to recognize that. I think what we'll do now actually is we'll talk through a little bit of the individual categories, and then on the nomination process itself. Obviously, if there are any questions at any point during the transmission, please feel free to use the question section, and we will get to those at the end.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to introduce the first award, the Outstanding Lawyer of the Year. The Outstanding Lawyer of the Year is a lawyer to be recognized as someone who's taken an initiative in one or more of the following areas: by encouraging the adoption of new technology, by identifying market trends and using them to improve client service, client delivery, cost controls, efficiencies, or by leveraging new methods for serving their clients or the firm through use of innovative technologies or services. And that lawyer would have evidence that shows the impact of their efforts. So those are the ones we're encouraging you to nominate for the Outstanding Lawyer of the Year.
Great, thanks, Sherry. So to introduce the next category, the Outstanding Law Firm of the Year, in a similar vein to the previous category, this one we're looking at the firm which as a whole is able to demonstrate the way in which they are embracing new technologies, new business practices, new models of working in such a way that delivers greater value to their clients. If evidence can be provided, whether it's anecdotal, testimonial, or data-driven evidence that they've been able to achieve this, then that obviously is seen as a plus. But really there, we're just looking for any firm which is practicing what they preach, going out there and delivering better service through embracing new technology.
Up next is the Outstanding CIO of the Year. This will be a tough choice. There are so many outstanding CIOs in our legal space. This award will be given to the CIO who most effectively introduces new technologies, new processes, new services that enable the firm to deliver better client service. And in this one, we're offering just a brief explanation of the program or process that they introduced. If there are any data that show how these initiatives increased efficiencies, those would also bode well for your nominee.
Great, and the final category is the Disruptor of the Year. And here we're really looking at organizations that are challenging the way that the legal sector is operating. This could be because they're actually presenting a direct challenge to the law firms themselves, or it could be because they're actually a technology provider which enables the lawyers or other individuals within law firms to change the way that they work. This is a super exciting category. We know one of the things that we're producing for the Changing Law in Digital is a map of the disruptors in the legal space. So we know there are many companies that would be great candidates for this, and we want to recognize the one which is making the biggest difference in the space at the moment.
Thank you. So next, we're going to go through the actual nomination and application process, and we're going to begin by showing you how to get there through through our website. So this is latera.com, the homepage, and if you just drop down the resources drop-down menu here and choose the Changing Lawyer, you'll get to the digital form of the publication. One of the panels, specifically the Changing Lawyer Awards, gives you more of the details, such that a bit about what we've shared today, your deadline, the call for entries, an explanation of each of the categories. And then you would submit your entry through this online form. So pretty much that's the process, and the detail about what you need to provide is equally available on this page. Let me just get back to my presentation here.
So hopefully we've kept it relatively simple, and you can see there on the right-hand side of that slide, that's the form again. There are a couple of sections that need to be completed. I'm just going to run through the key dates on the next slide, actually. So the deadline for nominations is the 27th of July. As you saw there, we have a countdown timer on the website to help you keep track of that. Finalists will be announced in early August, and the winners will be announced on the 21st of August at ILTACON. Actually, Latera Microsystems will have a breakfast briefing on the morning of the 21st, and that's when we will be announcing the winners of the 4 categories. So exciting stuff. Do keep an eye out, as we've mentioned there, on social media. We'll be announcing the judging panel as well in the not too distant future. If you obviously have any questions, the contact for that is Mitch Steichen, whose contact details are on the website. But obviously you can contact myself or Sherry if you have any questions as well.
So Julian, before we queue up some of the questions, there were just a couple of points I wanted to share with our audience about the Changing Lawyer publication itself and some of the conversations it's fostered and innovations that we're hearing about. One firm that I met with actually had taken and implemented some of their document management system sharing capabilities. And what they want to do is to reduce the distance, Julian, between the lawyer and the legal team serving the client. And so to do so, they're actually bringing an innovation forward that allows that client to run some of the very same tools they do, notably comparison. So it's just one example of how the trends to improve client service and efficiencies, we're starting to see those things come to fruition. And we're also seeing more requests of our adoption team for CLE training. And this would be anything from metadata to technology-assisted drafting reviews, technologies that assist in that. And so there's a tremendous uptick in all of that as the publication has raised awareness about some of these trends. I think the Changing Lawyer Awards will bring more stories forward. And as you say, it's just very exciting.
Yeah, I would say that we've been very pleased with the general response to the Changing Lawyer publication. We've had many firms actually reach out to us and ask for us to send out additional copies for them to distribute amongst their teams, both legal and IT teams. For anyone who's listening who hasn't had a chance to read it, all of the content is available in digital form, as I mentioned earlier. So please do take a look at the articles we produced, and give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you.
So hopefully this has given you all some great reasons to submit nominations for your colleagues, for peers, and for perhaps even yourself. Again, if you or someone you know is qualifies for any one of these awards, we'll happily take the application. And now we'll take your questions.
Actually, I have the sorry. Was it if someone was someone talking there? No. So I have a few questions that have come through over text. Actually, I think people are muted, so you'll need to use the question box if you have any more. But I'll just take the few that have come through already. First question. Thank you for your questions. The first question is, do you take self-nominations? The answer is yes, absolutely. Would be happy to help you if you would prefer not to nominate yourself. One of the team here can help you with a submission, but certainly if you feel that either you, your firm, or your organization is a worthy winner, then please do. Second question we have here: are the awards open to nominations globally or just the United States? Absolutely. It is open to all entrants from around the world across all categories. In fact, we'd love to get nominations from other countries as well as the US. The third question, I see you're presenting the awards to the winners at ILTACON. Do we need to be there? You do not, no. I mean, obviously it's great if a representative could be there to accept the award on your behalf, but you don't have to be at ILTACON in order to submit, so don't consider that to be a constraint at all. Fourth question, we've actually got two more, so I'll just run through these quickly. Can I nominate the same person for multiple categories? Yes, you can. You typically probably wouldn't get one person who would qualify just because of the nature of the categories, but you might have a single case. So it may well be, for example, that a CIO and a law firm could be nominated for similar reasons. That would be totally fine. And the fifth question, why is Latera Microsystems presenting these awards? It's a good question. It's a good question. So I touched on the kind of the evolution of the changing lawyer, the publication, and we felt that the awards were a natural extension. We do think that these are really important, though. I saw an interesting article, I think it was last week, in Forbes. They were citing the gap potentially between the Bellwether report that LexisNexis published in the UK earlier this year, highlighted the gap in perception of client service between firms and their customers. And yet the article from Forbes was talking about, and still there are so many awards that are given out to law firms for great performance. And I think it was really just highlighting there may be a little bit of a disconnect there between the perception of the legal industry in terms of the level of service it provides and that from the client point of view. The Changing Law Awards are really important in our view because it's not recognizing traditional legal services, which are obviously, you know, a cornerstone of the industry. It's recognizing those that are really seeking to drive change. I don't think there's any doubt that clients, the law firms' clients, want to see this. They want to see greater use of technology and better business practices from the firms that they use. And we, as a vendor in that space, just want to recognize the people that are making that happen. So thank you for that. Excellent question. That's it for questions, Sherry. Any final comments from you?
Again, I'm just really eager to raise the awareness on some of the conversations that we've been having, Julian, as a result of the publication and the insights provided there. I'm really eager to see more nominations come in and to honor those winners at ILTACON.
Yep, it's exciting stuff. Any questions from anyone, please drop us a note. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you or at least speak to you in the next couple of months.
Again, let us know if you need any help with your submission. Thank you so much.